and welcome back to Extra Astrology, guys. Today we're going to be doing a reading on what does the opposite sex find attractive about you? What really pulls them in? What is specifically it that brings them to a stop when they meet you? So yeah, this is it. And also, guys, if you'd like to buy the Witchy Tarot cards, just go and look in the description box. Also, please visit Extra Astrology website for personal readings. I do them through email or also through phone. And yeah, let's just get to it, guys, okay? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. This is group 1, group 2, and group 3. Alright, let's go ahead with it. Alright, group 1, how are you guys doing? Let's get right into the tea. What does the opposite sex find attractive about you? We have the Page of Swords, Transition, Protection, the Five of Wands, and the Page of Wands. Okay, guys, so already what I'm getting is that the opposite sex is really attracted to you because you know how to move forward, okay? You know how to not harp on a situation that's already happened, and there is this kind of realization that when you're around, good news is always on the horizon. Like, you bring a lot of good energy and good news to a situation, and so you're almost like people's good luck charm. I would also say from a physical standpoint, you are very, very in tune with how you look, if that makes sense, and you take care of your body and you protect your body from toxins. I get a sense that you don't necessarily, take part in the casualties that a lot of people your age are into. Because what you think about the long run, immediately what comes to your mind is like thinking about how is this going to affect me in the long run, and you're really active is what I see. You're really active people. You take pride in your appearance, and I'm also getting a sense that your body is the main focal point, right? But there is this like thing that is coming when it if you're a woman, a lot of men are attracted to you off the cuff because your legs. I'm hearing legs a lot. Like, your legs are very toned, and I'm hearing something about your skin. So there may be something just like really luminous about your skin and how you take care of your skin and your ritual and what you do, and you just look so vibrant and healthy without really even trying, and you make it look effortless, but it's not effortless, like you've taken time and you've put in the work to look the way you do. So it's not like easy, and it wasn't as if you just came out of the womb looking like that, like your genetics aren't going to receive all the credit for what you've been able to do with your body. And you, like I said, like what your body is a huge focal point. And I do get a sense that people do, there is this like feeling of you have a lot of suitors, right? So a lot of people are after you. They want you, they want to be in your presence, like I said, because you have this like insatiable energy. But there also is just this sense of like people starting drama over you, and it's not even because there's literally nothing that you do to encourage that. It's just kind of like people, they can't get enough of you, and you are just like, you're addictive. There's an addictive principle to you that makes you insatiable, and you're just, I don't know, there's also this like purity to you, this virginal aspect where, like I said, you do protect your body, you protect what you put in your body, and you care about your body. But you also just kind of, you care about others too, and you're not a very raunchy person. So I think that is what makes the opposite sex really intrigued by you, because you don't really participate in what everybody else participates in, and that is like shocking. It's like this big shock to them that, what, like, you haven't done this, or you're not interested in doing that, what is wrong with you, like, what not, well, what is wrong with you, but also like, why, you know? And there's also this sense of you just diving headfirst into things. Like, you don't really take, like I said, you are really cautious of how you treat your body, but when it comes to other things in life, you are this kind of like reckless, ready to go, impulsive spirit, which makes me feel as if there is some Aries energy about you. This kind of like, I just want to live life, and I want to live it to the fullest, because like, we're not promised anything. And so I do get that sense of, you know, like, I'm just gonna go head first, and I'm gonna be a little bit crazy, and that is very, very attractive to the opposite sex, because it's like, you're kind of like the whole package without fitting into a box. Like, you possess a lot of things that, you know, separately a lot of people would be into, but they've never really met somebody who is all of that at once. And it's quite intriguing. Like, it's quite intriguing to come across a person like that, and you give people a run for their money, because anything that they expect of you based on how you look is just like always the wrong thing. And it's really entertaining. You're also a super entertaining person. Like, you're funny. I do get a sense that you have a sense of humor, and that's really attractive to people. Like, being able to maintain a conversation for more than like 5 minutes is great. But the bad thing is, you guys do get distracted, and sometimes you can be a bit defensive, is what I'm hearing. Like, you can be a bit defensive, and spend a lot of time with friends, and kind of neglect romantic relationships a bit. So even though you are sought after and you are desired heavily, I feel as if it's not the main thing that you are, that's always on your mind. Like, it might casually just kind of pop into your brain, like, maybe I should like go on a date or do something, but at the end of the day, it's not like the main thing. It's not what like drives you. And so your fearlessness is really evident to the opposite sex, and like, it's evident, and it should scare people away, but it does the complete opposite. It really brings them in and really seduces them, and when you're not even meaning to do it, which is so kind of funny, is that like, you're not even aware of the power you possess, right? You're not even aware of how interesting and hope, and just like, you're like this ball of fire, but you don't even know it. You're not even a little aware of how awesome you are. And the thing is, people feed you compliments, but you don't even peep them, which is really interesting. Like, your friends are quick to peep them, and they might even like tell you casually, like, hey, like, this person was like trying to get at you, or did you know that this person had a crush on you back in the day? And you just like laugh it off, and you're like, what? Like, I had no idea. I think a lot of things go over your head, not because you're like naive, but really because you're not focused on those things. Like, those superficial aspects of life are not what drive you. And even like, taking care of your body is not about looks. It's really about making you feel good, because that's what matters to you the most, is what I'm hearing, is like, feeling good and living fruitfully, and living you know, not cautiously, but just living. I hear life. That's why I'm telling you, if you guys have some Aries placements, I'm really, really positive of that. Like some Aries placements, or I'm even hearing like a little bit of Aquarius placements. And yeah, guys, that is what makes you irresistible to the opposite sex. I hope you guys subscribe and leave a comment and check out the other videos. Okay. Alright, group 2. How are you guys doing? Let's get right into the reading. What makes you attractive to the opposite sex? What makes you irresistible? What things do you possess? Is it something physical? Is it something emotional, personality-wise? Let's check it out. Okay. So, we have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Hooded Man. The Forest Lovers. Everything is Fine. And the Devil. Okay, so guys, already what I'm hearing is that y'all are quite the hopeless romantics. And you fantasize to the 10th power. Like, you guys are always living in Fantasyland, and you can't help but like be romantic. Like, you can't help it. It's literally in you. And I sense like Venus and Pisces placements, or even Venus and Scorpio. You guys just love, and you love it so much that sometimes you might let it take advantage of you, or you might let the idea of what someone is to you in your life take advantage of you, if that makes sense. And I feel as if a lot of people in a lot of past lovers or future lovers, or even the opposite sex, will seduce you and kind of play on your naivete, and how honest and pure and natural you are is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a lot of like natural energy. I'm hearing a lot of like very sweet and down to earth, humble energy. And when I really get a feeling of how you guys look, or how you are, how you present in the world, you have this almost like, you have a very youthful look. You have a very attractive like face, and you have very like, I'm hearing something about the nose. So the nose is probably a very cute kind of button like nose, and you have very full cheeks, and like people are just attracted to how, you know, just very cute and simple you are. Like, you kind of give girl next door, guy next door. That's really what you give. Like, you're just kind of the classic beauty, the classic attractive person. And I don't really see like long hair. I'm kind of seeing like mid-length hair, or even shorter hair. If you're a guy though, I am seeing a bit longer hair. A bit on the longer side, but actually for both sexes, I'm kind of seeing short or medium length. And this just like purity, and this connection to nature, and connection to idealism. And that's really what makes you attractive to the opposite sex. Like, you're not necessarily being in the know, or just kind of not being, you guys aren't very like hypersexual, or you don't speak about sex in a derogatory way. Like, you actually value sex very much, and you think of it as a sacred thing. And this is not even in like a purely religious kind of way. Like, it's just like who you are, like your morals. You just really can't go about having sex casually. And what's really sad is that people have used that to their advantage to try to really take advantage of you, and use you, and manipulate you. And it's just, they're attracted to your vulnerability. I do see that the opposite sex is attracted to your vulnerability and is attracted to how just there literally is no confusion on who you are, if that makes sense. But with the hooded man, right, there is this feeling of like people don't know how to comprehend you, or they just don't know how to take you, because it's almost as if you're too good to be true. They're like, how could this person be so clear-headed and like not have a bad bone in their body? Like, how can they like really live by the things that they say they do? And like when people inevitably end up like making you feel like a fool or playing with you in some terrible way that really only benefits them, you end up withdrawing, and it's really sad. Like, and I hope that the pattern of this breaks soon, because you don't deserve to feel that way. And I'm pretty sure that the reason that these people do that, or why people see you in that way, is just because they've never really met someone of your caliber. And so they like to take advantage of that vulnerability. They like to play on it. They like to play on it. And they like to play on like how dependent you can be, because I do see that you love companionship. I do see this like desire for companionship, and you just like, it's kind of hard for you to function in any other way, because you value it. You value companionship, you value it, and you're very loyal. And it's just like you care about the world so much in general, is what I'm hearing. Like, you care about the world. You care about, having a schedule. You care about these things, but you're also a very flexible human being. And that's another thing that makes you really attractive to the opposite sex, is that you can change, and you can move your schedule around. You can do this. You will make an effort. You are caring and responsible. And that's like another thing that makes you attracted to the opposite sex, is that you're super responsible, but you're not type A, right? So you're not type A. You're not someone who needs things to be perfect, but you will put in the work. You will. Like, you will, and you do thrive when you have things kind of settled out. You have things a little bit just like slightly organized, but you're not gonna lose your shit if things aren't perfect. You're not a perfectionist, and the way that you go with the flow is another thing that makes you incredibly attractive. Like, you're kind of just wistful, I'm just gonna move and kind of move with how things are going. And the fact that you don't really get stressed, okay? So you don't really stress about things until you have to stress about things, is what I'm hearing. Is like, you don't lose your mind about things or get anxious about things until it's in your face and you have to actually deal with it. But at the same time, I feel as if you guys are a bit passive aggressive, and you don't confront things even if they're extremely toxic and uncomfortable. And that's something that people take advantage of you with, and that I hope you don't allow to continue in your future, because you do deserve better. And I hope that one day you find a way to move past like that passive aggressive way of life. I do believe it had something to do with how you grew up, so you just don't desire conflict, which is what makes you attractive. But at the same time, I don't know or see that as helping you in the long run. So yeah, guys, that is what I'm seeing, group 2. And guys, please comment on the video, and any suggestions or anything of that nature, let me know. Group 3, how are you guys doing? We are doing a video today, a pick a card reading on what makes the opposite sex attracted to you. What is it about you that is just like irresistible? and how it affects you in your day-to-day life and affects them, and all over the spectrum. So let's go ahead and do it. All right, guys. We have the King of Wands. We have Spark of Life. We have the Ser. Three of Wands. Ooh. And the Six of Wands. Whew. We have an abundance of fire energy. Wow, this is a lot. Wow. Okay, so already, guys, the word I already got in my head is vivacious. Vivacious. Like, you guys have a spirit and a fearlessness like no other, and it's wild. I'm also hearing the word wild. You guys are just like purely you can be immature at times. You can be out there and just like you don't care. Like, is what I'm hearing. Like, you guys don't care. What you really care about is doing the most. And you guys are quite extra in the things that you do. And the ways in which you go about doing things. So you never do anything half-ass. Everything has to be to the 10th. Everything has to be super, super excitable. And you guys have really like low attention spans. So like, if something's not exciting, if something's not giving you life literally, then you can't continue. Like, there's literally no question about it. And to the opposite sex, that is really, really attractive. They really fall in love with, even before your looks, they fall in love with how, fearless you are. It's so intoxicating, and it really is what draws people in. And also, I'm hearing something about the eyes and the eyelashes. I'm hearing eyes and eyelashes. So you guys could have really attractive, really big eyes or really small eyes. So like, we're talking about, there's like an extreme in your upper face region that is like really obvious. So, and I'm feeling as if it has something to do with the face, and the upper region of the face and the eyes. I'm hearing just like really, really big or really small angled eyes and really pronounced eyelashes. And it though it's not in a way that is like, in the Scorpio kind of way where it's a seductive eye or you have a seductive look. No, it's more so in this way of like, there's so much focus behind those eyes. There's so much power behind those eyes and drive that it's like, how could you not want to be on that ride? Like, how could you not want to be a part of it? Like, you guys, it always seems like there's a mission. You're always on a mission for something. There's always something that is happening, and the thing is, you guys aren't waiting for anyone to help you with anything, if that makes sense. Like, you guys are do it by yourself, or you'll do it with other people. You'll have a group, but you don't need a group to function, and you don't need you thrive off of attention. You do thrive off of like fellow friends being around and assisting you and hyping you up, but at the same time, it's kind of within you, and you're like a leader, which makes you really attractive to the opposite sex. I do hear that you're really like pronounced dresser. Like, you are out there with how you dress, and it's like it wouldn't look good on anyone else, but like, your style is so like you and niche that it makes sense. Like, it makes sense for you, but it wouldn't make sense for anyone else. And you guys are just like, you enjoy the moment, and you do have egos. Like, you have kind of big egos, but it's not like it's like, those celebrities that have big egos, but like you like them because they have big egos, and like it's kind of interesting and fun to see them just be wild with their ego and just, you know, play it up. That's kind of the energy that you guys bring, and it brings people in. Like someone who kind of exhibits that kind of that behavior is Floyd Mayweather, for example. His huge ego ended up, you know, bringing a lot of people into boxing, and he still, it's like you can watch a 30-minute interview with him and not be bored because of his ego. And so you guys are just like, you strive for everything, you're on a mission constantly, and it's like you're not bums, right? So people are really, really here for that, and that's really attractive to the opposite sex. Like you are on a mission, like I said, and people want to follow. And so you don't, I don't know, you're so successful and you're so in the moment as well. Like you enjoy every single moment. There's not a moment lost upon you. Like you don't live for Instagram, okay? You're not out here like taking pictures to act like you had a good time. No, you want to have an actual good time. And you know, you have a strategy, okay? So you're never doing things without some type of plan in order. And it might not be like the most, you know, tactical one, okay? It might not be like the most Aquarius, Virgo-ish kind of plan, but it's a plan nonetheless, and that really brings you success. And at the end of the day, you're the king and you're the queen of the kingdom. Like you don't bow down to anybody. There's literally nobody that you bow down to, and you have willpower and you have strength, and that's another thing. And also people just kind of need people like you to assist them. They need your kind of energy. They need it. Like there's some people who just literally can't move forward in life without someone like you, and so that's why you kind of make an amazing partner as well. But I also feel like you are such in high demand that like infidelity might be an issue, is what I'm hearing, because you're just like, people crave your attention as much as, you know, you like attention, and that can just be kind of a bad thing. And you're a passionate person, and you're a boss, and you're inspiring, and I don't know, you just got a lot of energy, and like people love that. And I feel like you will have a lot of lovers. And if anything, group 3, you guys give me a lot of like Marlon Brando energy. If none of you know who that is, he was a incredible actor. He played one of his greatest roles was in The Godfather. He was the Godfather. But outside of film and everything else, he had an exciting life, incredibly exciting. He was an Aries sun, and he had basically an Aries stellium, and he lived a crazy life, and he was beloved, and he had a lot of kids, and I'm sensing that in this group as well. So just chill if you can, because you guys are really like, group 3, out of all the groups, you guys are probably the most irresistible and most in demand of them all, because you the fire within you, it's just so much fire, like, and it can't be held back, and it can't be questioned, and it can't be denied. So yeah, group 3, that is all I have for you guys. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment.